What if wars were no longer decided by Generals broken bar but by machines? No hesitation, no emotion, no mercy. Today, we reveal how Israel's AI-powered war systems are changing battlefields faster than the human mind can react to and why the world is deeply alarmed. Hello everyone, welcome to our channel. What you are about to hear sounds like science fiction, but it's already real. For the first time in modern warfare, artificial intelligence is no longer just assisting soldiers. It is thinking, predicting, and in some cases, acting faster than any human commander ever could. Israel's latest military breakthrough has crossed a line that many nations feared but quietly raced toward, a battlefield where algorithms identify threats, prioritize targets, and coordinate defenses in seconds. No fatigue, no fear, no second thoughts. This is not about remote-controlled drones anymore. This is about autonomous decision-making powered by data, sensors, and machine learning. Critics call it dangerous, supporters call it survival, and global militaries are watching closely because this technology doesn't just change how wars are fought, it changes who controls them. In this video, we will break down how Israel reached this point, what these AI war machines really do, and why defense experts say this could be the most disruptive shift since nuclear weapons. Stay with us, because what comes next explains a future where speed, data, and intelligence decide everything. Israel's path toward AI-driven warfare did not happen overnight. It was shaped by decades of constant threat, limited geography, and the need to respond instantly. Unlike large nations that rely on manpower, Israel invested heavily in intelligence, sensors, and automation. Artificial intelligence became the natural evolution of that strategy. By integrating AI into radar systems, surveillance networks, and command centers, Israel created a military nervous system that never sleeps. Every drone feed, satellite image, and electronic signal is processed in real time. AI doesn't just collect data, it connects it. Patterns invisible to humans suddenly become clear. Movements, anomalies, and potential threats are flagged instantly. This allows commanders to act before enemies even realize they've been detected. The real breakthrough is speed. Decisions that once took minutes or hours are now compressed into seconds. In modern warfare, those seconds mean survival. This foundation set the stage for autonomous defense systems that can detect, track, and respond faster than any human team. And that is where global concern truly begins. One of the most shocking aspects of Israel's AI war systems is autonomy. These machines are not simply following pre-programmed rules. They adapt. Through machine learning models trained on years of conflict data, AI systems can predict enemy behavior with alarming accuracy. For example, AI can analyze launch patterns, movement routes, and communication signals to anticipate actions before they happen. This predictive warfare capability allows Israel to position the defenses proactively rather than reactively. Critics argue this reduces human oversight, while military planners argue it reduces human error. The reality sits somewhere in between. AI doesn't panic, it doesn't hesitate, it doesn't misinterpret emotions, but it also lacks moral judgment. That is why these systems are usually placed within tightly controlled command structures. Still, the speed of AI means humans often approve decisions already calculated by machines. This shift in control from human instinct to algorithmic logic is what shocks the world. Warfare is no longer just about strength, it is about who has the smartest machine. Israel's AI-powered defense network works like a digital shield. Multiple systems communicate instantly, sharing threat data across air, land, sea, and cyber domains. If a hostile object appears, AI systems classify it within milliseconds. Is it a drone, a missile, a decoy? The response is calculated instantly. This integration allows layered defense without confusion. Traditional systems operate separately. AI systems operate as one mind. This reduces response time dramatically and increases interception success rates. What makes this even more powerful is scalability. The same AI architecture can manage dozens or hundreds of simultaneous threats without fatigue. Human operators simply cannot match this level of multitasking under pressure. As threats become more complex and saturated, AI becomes not a luxury but a necessity. This is why military analysts say Israel has created a blueprint others will rush to copy. Once this threshold is crossed, there is no turning back. War machines also transform intelligence gathering. Surveillance drones no longer just record footage. Analyzes behavior patterns, identifies suspicious activity, and flags targets of interest automatically. This drastically reduces the intelligence cycle. What once required large analyst teams now happens in near real time. Connect surveillance data with historical records, mapping entire networks instead of isolated targets. This allows for precision-focused operations rather than broad responses. The strategic advantage is clear: fewer mistakes, faster decisions, and higher operational efficiency. However, this also raises ethical concerns. When machines identify threats, the margin for misinterpretation becomes a global debate. Supporters argue AI reduces collateral damage by being more precise. Critics argue over-reliance could normalize automated violence. This tension is now at the heart of modern defense discussions worldwide. Another critical dimension is cyber warfare. Israel's AI systems are designed not only to defend physical space but digital space as well. AI monitors networks continuously, identifying cyber intrusions, anomalies, and attack signatures instantly. Unlike traditional cybersecurity teams, AI responds at machine speed. Attacks can be isolated and neutralized before damage spreads. This makes cyber defense proactive rather than reactive. In modern conflict, disabling an enemy's systems can be more effective than physical force. AI enables that capability at scale. This digital battlefield is invisible to most people, yet it may decide future conflicts without a single shot fired. Israel's integration of AI across physical and digital domains shows how warfare has expanded beyond traditional borders. Global reactions have been intense. Military powers are closely studying Israel's approach, while policymakers debate regulation. Some fear an AI arms race where speed replaces diplomacy. Others argue that ignoring AI would be strategic suicide. International law has not caught up with this reality. There are no clear global rules governing autonomous military systems. This uncertainty creates both opportunity and danger. Israel's advantage is experience via real-world testing under constant threat. That experience cannot be replicated overnight. This is why analysts believe Israel currently holds a significant edge in AI-enabled defense operations. From a strategic perspective, AI changes deterrence itself. When adversaries know their actions will be detected, analyzed, and countered almost instantly, the cost of aggression rises. AI creates uncertainty for attackers and confidence for defenders. This psychological impact is as important as the technology itself. Deterrence is no longer just about weapons, it's about intelligence dominance. Israel's AI systems project that dominance clearly. However, no system is invincible. AI relies on data. If data is compromised, outcomes can be affected. That is why Israel invests heavily in redundancy, validation, and human oversight layers. AI is a tool, not a replacement for command authority. The challenge is balancing using machine speed without surrendering human responsibility. This balance will define the future of warfare. Israel's AI war machines represent a turning point. The age of purely human-paced warfare is over. Speed, data, and intelligence now decide outcomes. Nations that adapt will survive. Those that don't will struggle. The world is not just witnessing a new weapon but a new way of war itself. If you want deep, unbiased intelligence breakdowns on modern warfare and military technology, subscribe to Warvex Intelligence, like this video, and share it with someone who needs to understand how war is changing before our eyes.